being the first African to be awarded the LVMH Young Fashion Designers Prize in 2019, Thebe Magugu says he's particularly proud of this because he thinks this will show people that if he can do it, being someone from just a township in South Africa with lots of hardship along the way, then it feels that anyone out there can do it too. Yes, today we shall be considering the exploits that is being done by a wonderful youth in the world of fashion by name Thebe Magugu. And if you want to know all this young guy has done and all he's doing and how you can even do all he has done and surpass this, please stay tuned to the end of this video. You're highly welcome to a series on fashion billionaires, exactly the way they started. I'm Joketolu Anisetro. I'm a serial entrepreneur majoring in fashion, and I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria. So grab a cup of coffee and let's go on this discourse. Yes. Thebe Magugu is a South African fashion designer born on the 1st of September 1993 in Kimberley, South Africa. After his education at St. Patrick Christian Brothers College, he went for a further education to the London International School of Fashion in Johannesburg, where he studied fashion design, fashion photography, and fashion media. Right from a child, Magugu has always been interested in fashion. Anytime his mom gets him a clothes, he's going to cut the clothes and change the whole design. He was always watching different international fashion shows with his grandmom, and he will always tell his grandmom then, Mama, you see, this is Paris. I'm going to take you there one day. I'm going to make all these beautiful clothes for you. And that is now a reality. Yes, let's pause a little and learn something from this. This young guy had always dreamt of being a great designer, and not just dreaming, he started working towards it from a child. He started cutting different clothes that were bought for him, bringing out his own designs, and not just bringing out his own designs. There is what is called the power of positive confession. He was seen and he was heard always telling his grandmom, I'm going to take you to Paris. I'm going to make wonderful clothes for you. And that is what he's doing today. So, where are you? What are you saying? What is your dream like? Do you think you can get there? I have something here. Say it, believe it, work hard towards it, and you become it. Whatever you want to become in life is so easy. Just see it first. Say it, believe it, work hard towards it, and you definitely become that which you want to become. So, we can see Thebe Magugu's life. It's a great inspiration. He started his internship with major South African designers and retailers before starting his own label in 2016, and he released this debut collection titled Geology in 2017, which was featured in Vogue Italia. Let's stop a bit and learn something from here. You can see this guy, he went for internship and he actually worked with designers and retailers that have been in the industry before him. What are we learning from here? Whatever you want to become in this fashion industry or whichever industry you're in, you have people that have gone ahead of you. You have people that have made great landmarks in this field, and you have to learn from them. Yes, you can't just get there without knowing what exists in the industry and how you are going to improve on it. And that's what he did. He went into the industry, he learned from those that ahead of him, and he came up with his own brand and its own style. So you have to think of this before going into whatever industry, into whatever segment of the fashion industry. Are you going into bespoke? Are you going to ready to wear? Just like Thebe Magugu is in the ready to wear space. So, are you going into this ready to wear space? Have you learned anything from people that have been into the space before? Have you learned from their success stories, from their mistakes, such that you won't make such mistake? Or you just feel I can just go into it. I know how to sew very well. I'm going into bespoke tailoring. I know I have money. I'm going into ready to wear space. I'm going into the retailing aspect. What skill set do you have? What are you bringing on board into this? We can say from Magugu's life, he is a core designer. He knows how to design, and he went for further training on this at school. So yours might not be the act of designing. You might just be someone that is very good at control. You have this managerial skill, you have the soft skills, you can control people, you can control the processes very well. You might be in the quality control section. You might be someone that is good in the act of detailing. You might just be someone that is good in the act of just drawing, drafting. You might just have any skill in this industry. So you think of the skill set you have first. What are you bringing to the forefront of this business? What are you going to use? What are you going to put together to make you that person you actually want to become? It's not necessarily what the other person has. If you've watched the previous video on Diola Sego was just good at draping. So she would just take a mannequin and start draping out different styles from there. And she did not even go to a fashion school. She did not learn fashion. And yet she made great exploits. And I'm sure that Magugu even learned from her, because she's one of the pioneers of African fashion that brought African fashion to the global stage. And you learn later what Magugu is doing that is also similar to hers. So think of what you want to do, and think of how you want to learn. Who are your mentors in the industry? What are the brands you look up to? Do you do a SWOT analysis? Do you look at your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunity, the threats to your strengths? Do you look at the competitive advantages you have? Do you look at what your competitors are doing? And do you think of how you're going to improve on that? So all of these are what you have to properly look at and think of before diving into any aspect of the fashion industry. And for anyone out there that wants to go into the ready to wear space, that's what we do at Central Fashion. We have a mentorship program where we'll give you the needed guidelines that will navigate your path to the ride of success in the ready to wear space, as well as helping out with your production, because we have a production center for those that are interested, and so many other aspects that you can think of. So I want you to take a mentor in the fashion industry. That's why we're doing all this. It's high time African designers woke up, and all other designers from all other parts of the world. It's time we woke up to this call and say, I want to be the next Louis Vuitton. I want to be the next Christian Dior. I want to get to that height and surpass that height. And I think this is something that is really, really achievable. Magugu's collections are quite personal to him, to his own stories, his culture, and all the likes. And you see that from season to season, he names his collection after university subjects. You have his first collection, geology, you have artistry, you have gender studies, and you have another of his collection, African studies. And according to him, this African studies collection was that in which he merged motifs and prints from his heritage and tailored them into forward-looking shapes for women. And what could you see from here? You can see that his brand exists in the intersection between the past and the future. It takes something from the past, which is his heritage, his culture, and merges it with a form of modern sensibility. So, just like Diola Sego actually pioneered this, started this in Africa. She went back to our heritage, she went back to our culture, our own authentic African fabrics, and she made something great out of it. So we can see Magugu is also doing something great in this regard. Is it takes from the past, which is our culture. Most of all his designs, he has the cultures. If you go to his website, you see most of all the different tribes and culture of South Africa and their various heritage. Then he merges them into new designs, new form of modern sensitive designs that will attract everyone in the world. And right now he's selling his brand is having various collaboration with major international brands. And what is this teaching us? If you want to succeed as a designer, you should not forget your origin. You have to go back to your origin. That is what will distinguish you. That is what will make you unique and different from every other person on the global stage. You can see people from the West, they sell their silverware, they sell their own designs, they sell what they have. So as African designers, we should be proud of our heritage. We should not allow it go into extinction. You could just specialize in one aspect. Maybe you're going to go into further fabric resuscitation, or you're going to go into accessories, or you're going to go into manpower, as in you're going to go back to the ancient men and women that have been doing all these are designs that are almost going out of the circulation, and we're going to learn from them. So we should just go back to our origin. We should take something from our origin and we'll repackage it to something contemporary, to something modern. And I want to tell you, the world is waiting to buy that thing from us. And if you can do something, you don't know, you can just be the next greatest designer the world is waiting for. And with this, after he won the prestigious LVMH prize for young designers in 2019, he has had several capsules in collaboration with international brands such as Dior, Adidas, and AZ Factory. Magugu's Spring 2023 collection, titled Discard Theory, debuted at the Victoria and Albert Museum in October 2022 as part of the London Fashion Week. After this, he was enlisted by the Italian fashion designer Mario Gracia to reinterpret the new look for the French luxury home Dior. What a great opportunity! In a limited edition capsules collection, whose proceed will go to the Charlize Theron African Outreach Project. And if you don't know the Charlize Theron African Outreach Project, this is a project by Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron is one of the highest paid actress in the world. She's from South African and American origin. She has a South African and American origin. And this organization, the Charlize Theron Africa Outreach Project, invests in the health, education, and safety of young people in South Africa to create a more equitable future for all. So they invest in the education, the health, the safety of young people in South Africa to create a more equitable future for all. So what a lesson to learn from this. The first thing is that, having seen the exploit being done by Thebe Magugu, he was invited to reinterpret Christian Dior's new look. What a great privilege. As the most successful designers of all time, Christian Dior, his new look. So this young African will be reinterpreting this, and they will put this together in an edited capsule collection, and whatever is made from this, the sale of all this is new work, will be given to this Charlize Theron organization that invest in youth. They are interested in making sure that youth out there have equitable future in health, in education, and safety of all young South African youth and the likes. So what do you plan doing with your own success? I think this is an aspect that Africans, so sorry that I'm always talking about Africans. Africans don't really think about this. They don't think about their what corporate social responsibility, what they owe to the society, what they owe to the less privileged, what they can do to help other youths out there. By the time you're thinking of succeeding, also think of the give back to the society mechanism. What are you going to do? What are you going to give back to society? For those of us at Setro Fashion, we already have a foundation. It's called Cetro's Foundation. And what we do with this our foundation is that we'll go to the streets in Africa, in Nigeria. We started with Nigeria and some other states in Nigeria and some other parts of the African continent. So we just pick youths that are neglected, most especially orphans or youths whose parents can't afford to train them. We ask them the crafts they are interested in. We train them on the crafts. We empower them after they are done with their training with their needed startup equipment, and we also ensure that they do well. We market whatever service or goods they're into, and we make sure that they succeed at this, and their success story is our success story. And we are having different one. There is this young guy right now that we picked up from a slump in Makoko, and the guy was into buildings. He was building houses on water, and we told him he should go learn more. We paid for his training, did it freedom, bought up his startup machines for him. Then we told him to go learn more about upholstery, which he did. And a company from Ghana right now is hiring this guy. Took him out of Nigeria to Ghana to set up an hotel for them. And these are success stories. So as you're trying to achieve your own success, you still think of the give back mechanism. So by so doing, people will think of your brand as a very good brand. Like they will like to patronize you. They will like to move along with your personality, knowing fully well that when you've succeeded very well, it's not just about yourself, because one day everything you've made, you're going to leave it. Just in the words of Magugu himself, he said, COVID has taught us to be a little bit more kinder as humans, because most especially before this, the society, we never knew this. We don't know how to be kind to people. We were just concerned about ourselves. Let me say it in my own words now. But I watched him say, as in, we should have that element of kindness in us. Think about others. And I think this is a good one for every one of us on this today. As he sees his brand growing on the international scene, he promises to still stay true to his South African origin, and the pillars or values on which his brand stands are what? Quality, novelty, and culture. Can you just imagine that? Quality, novelty, innovation, as in newness, bringing something new out of the old. And what's culture is not neglecting his culture, doing something unusual, novelty, as in just coming out with great innovations, great ideas, unusual things that will move the world forward, and not neglecting your culture. And while he was asked about his advice to the young people coming behind, he said he's going to encourage them to what? To believe in themselves, believe in what you can do, and persevere no matter the challenge. He said perseverance helped him overcome different mountains. And so that is it. Do you believe in what you're doing? In one of the series, I've said it before that on your road to success, nobody believes in you before you achieve your first milestone of success, because you're never a success until you're done on earth. There's still something to learn. But before you achieve the first milestone of success, you have to believe in yourself. It's when you believe in yourself, others will come to believe, and believe in what you're doing. Know that this thing is going to succeed. As you keep at it, you work hard, you follow different mentors that have succeeded, you avoid the pitfall they fell into, and you look at their own success principles, and you just have an open mind to learn and move forward. And you're never giving up. You're going to get there. And I think this is just where we're going to wrap up this today. Has this been of help to you? Please don't forget to click the like button and please subscribe to this channel and also share. And as usual, I'd like to hear from you in the comment section. Where are you in the industry? What are you doing? How do you think you can get to the top? Do you even believe you can ever get to the top? Let's start from there. Some persons feel I can't make it. No, I've come here to tell you today you can be whoever and whatever you choose to be in life. And that's it. So till I come your way next time, I remain Joke Tolu and etc. Catch you, love you, bye bye.